Hello, welcome to IT Nation Connect 2020. It has taken what feels like 3,650 days to get here from 2019. I am sorry we're not in person, but our investment in the community is bigger than ever, and this is live, so no pressure. There are over 5,000 of you attending, business owners, service, sales, and finance leaders, colleagues, and exhibitors. The next few days, we focus the content on you, your business, and this industry because we feel like this year is the most important to do it. There are over 100 breakout sessions that span multiple time zones to accommodate our global community. Now, I know it's hard to pay attention while you sit in your office or at home with the distractions, but you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So here we are, 2020. We have faced a lot of challenges, but you have risen to the occasion and provided technology to keep businesses moving during a pandemic. Congratulations. Because look, entrepreneurs, you don't often celebrate accomplishments, and you should. But look, Connect is the most important conference in our industry, and we want you to make the most of it. Now, before we get into it, you may be wondering, who's this guy? I'm Craig Fulton. I am the customer officer at ConnectWise, and I too worked in technology. Since 1995, I've worked in it in the military, enterprise companies, small and medium business. I've even worked at the very MSP ConnectWise was founded in. That was fun. I've held various positions with the company, and I'm honored to have your time and attention to talk about this year, where we are now, and what we're going to do to keep the world up and productive. Today, you're going to hear from our Chief Product Officer, Jeff Bishop, about the future of our ConnectWise platform. The Vice President of Cybersecurity Products, Brian Downey, on our security product initiatives. The Chief Operating Officer, Jeffrey Willison, on the improvements we're making in the experience of our partnership. And IT Nation Event Director, Corey Lehman, will lead a panel of partners for their take on the year and what's on the horizon. Because we are for partners, by partners, and we want you to hear from each other. And look, also as a bonus, we're going to sit down with Chief Executive Officer Jason Magee so we can get some updates on ConnectWise. Okay, for over a decade, many of you have told us you attend IT Nation Connect as your one event of the year to find out what's been going on and where there's opportunity. And importantly, what do you do next? So let's talk about that. Because the most often asked question I get the past 14 years is, what is everyone else doing? So let's get into it. All right, first, I think it's important that we talk about the obvious. We need to raise some awareness. Your teams have gone through a lot this year. Their jobs, their lives, and how their personal value statements have changed. We've heard from partners that there's a big rise in mental health concerns in our workforce. We have sessions aimed at helping you address this. But I'll just say this, as leaders, it's up to you and to us to provide an environment for our teams where they can be valued and feel a sense of accomplishment. It takes intentional leadership skills to pull this off. Here's an example, all right? It's okay to just say, man, this is awful right now. This is not good, right? Let them know. It doesn't make you weak or vulnerable, but it doesn't make you weak to be vulnerable. But it's important as leaders to then counter that with optimism, inspiration. Be sure you're checking on your people. Empathize with them, but reinforce a positive future that's ahead. Okay, what else have we seen? Cybersecurity, the big one. These threats are on the rise. As you helped move an entire workforce to their office, the bad actors are taking advantage of their fears and using words like COVID to phish them and exploit their vulnerabilities. We have focused a lot of energy on helping our partners transform into MSP Plus this year and in the past, but importantly at IT Nation Secure. We've created a framework for cybersecurity aimed directly at you, not enterprise, not mid-market business, so that you can take the steps, the plays today. These playbooks are available anytime at connectwise.com/secure. Plus, we've got sessions aimed at helping you take advantage of the opportunities to protect your business and your customers and grow. Look, there's more. Technology solution providers that are winning right now, they're focusing on differentiating themselves. It's competitive in times like this, and standing out is how you're going to win business. I've talked about customer experience at Connect before, but this time I want to focus on what is the customer need? What is the outcome the customer is looking for? Your customers and prospects are faced with a lot of the same challenges you have. They need technology to help them carry through it. They need to support their business, right? They need you to support their business and their colleagues. Keep them working and productive. They're relying on you to get them the outcome they need in their business, not just technology, right? Change the conversation. Change it from supporting the technology to supporting their business. It's that simple. Here's an example, right? I love to talk about these, right? When I was a tech, I always worked in construction, right? So when I visited them in the past, I'd be trying to sell them Office 365. Look, it's going to have cybersecurity services. You can work on your projects, collaborate. Right, I really wouldn't tie it in how it's going to help their business. But now I would talk about how's the technology going to enable them to get their projects done on time, bring more to their bottom line. Because the technology is what's enabling them to work faster inside and outside of their organization and teams while safely transferring files to get ahead of deadlines. So this also requires a culture in your business of supporting people over supporting technology. We've put technology in their businesses the past few decades. I've talked about that, right? Laid that infrastructure. But let's now turn towards helping them grow with it. The most successful partners I have met have told me they are in the business of providing service to their customers' growth, and it just so happens to be done with technology. Align your company behind outcomes. You will capture a lot of opportunity in 2021. And lastly, we really pride ourselves in the IT Nation of explaining the why, the what, and the how. That's why you're here. That's why you're at Connect. So many partners complete the survey and they talk about what they've learned and what they're going to do when it's over to grow their business. But as Mike Tyson once said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And the same thing happens to you. You get back to your day-to-day work, customers punch you in the face, the technology punches you in the face. You struggle to get traction on your ideas, your plans, and your goals. That's why I'm excited that we've brought the founder of EOS this year, the Entrepreneurial Operating System. Gino Wickman is going to be holding a 3-hour workshop so that you can put your ideas into action. Lead your teams to success with the things you learned this week. Those with the Pioneer Pass to Connect, you're going to leave that workshop with a solid plan to put things in action and get traction with your ideas. You're welcome. If you didn't get a pass, you can do so at any time. Go to connectwise.com/upgrade pass. Okay, look, there's a lot to get into. As we are partners, I think it's important to understand the future of ConnectWise and what that means. So I'm excited we're going to put someone in a hot seat. I'd now like to introduce out to here the Chief Executive Officer of ConnectWise, Jason Magee. Come on out, Jason. Good. Oh, yep.
There you go.
COVID greeting.
Thank you, Craig. That was great.
It's good to see you. Look, I have some questions. Look, there's some good stuff here.
There's quite a few there. Is this kind of like presidential debates? I could respond to the question a different way compared to the question, or what?
Yeah, you can go ahead and try that, or I can count these about as fast as Nevada, and we'll be here for the next hour.
Or a week.
We got the political joke out of the way. All right. Look, Jason, here's what everyone wants to know, right? What's going on with ConnectWise? They are our partners. We call them that because we're partners in business. Yeah. And, COVID-19, major impact on the world. And it has impacted some worse than others. We've had a lot of partners thrive. Overall, partners have done great through this. But look, what has been the biggest challenge you've had leading ConnectWise, or what is ConnectWise's biggest challenge during this pandemic?
Yeah, so I wish I could say that there's one big challenge. There's many challenges. Outside of the ones that we've all heard, communication challenges, outside of the, hey, you have all of your colleagues working remotely, and all that good stuff, I would say everything else colleague related is probably the biggest challenges. And what I mean by that is think about onboarding new colleagues, new talent within your company. How do you get them onboarded, not just from a technology and infrastructure standpoint, but how do you get them onboarded with the team, the culture, the company, right? Very different when they're sitting at home at their home desk, and that could be at the kitchen table or whatnot. How do you get them integrated into who we are? It's very different when you do it at mass. This is not talking about just 1 or 2 remote employees being hired. It's talking every employee being hired since March has gone through that experience.
Well, and what's important too, right? You know, some of our partners, they're hiring, they might be working from home, they're hiring people, but you know, you're the partner, you may not realize Jason said, you know, getting connected, it's up to you, right? Your customers rely on you to help them with their onboarding, right? Get that technology to that new hire on time so that they feel like a part of the team and get connected. That's a great point.
Yeah, and on that same thing around colleagues, what about colleague professional development? Previously, a lot of colleagues would sign up to do events and on-site certifications and training to further progress themselves professionally, right, in their trade, what they do, where they want to go. Some of them did stuff already online, virtually, right, to make that happen. But then you're thrusted into a world of everything's virtual, right? Virtual call fatigue, right? It's a real thing. We're all experiencing it. I'm experiencing it.
They might be right now.
Thankfully, I have the opportunity to get into the office a few times a week just to change it up a bit. But so colleague professional development is a challenge, right? Going on that theme is how do you now measure your colleagues, the teams, you know, the performance, the expectation of how we're supporting our partners, our customers, right? You think you have a good plan in place when you have all your colleagues in the office.
And you get punched in the face.
Then you get punched in the face, right? Everyone in the world has been punched in the face, but you really put to the test in terms of, hey, can you measure and compare them to success, how you define success? And then the third one, or the fourth one that I would say is really near and dear to me and ConnectWise, right? Work-life balance is a blur, right?
Yeah.
Some people would have the commute in the morning, right? Some people had 5, I had an hour, right? Then going home, right? That signified a start or end of day or between personal and professional life, right? It's all become a blur. So how do you get them connected with, hey, there's a thing called ConnectWise. We've got a brand, it's the owl. How do you get them re-engaged that there's a difference in their life and get them excited and motivated, right? Because that will then be passed to the partner experience and how our partners interact with us and so on. So I would say that's our biggest challenge, those areas around colleagues.
Yeah, and that's important for our partners, Jason, because they've been really close to us, right? Every time we've held this event, we bring a lot of colleagues, they get to meet and know them, and I've even had partners say, hey, I'd like to work there because our culture has been so strong. So along those lines, right? That's right. We're gonna, getting through this crisis, it impacts leadership as well. So, changing your leadership style and having to adjust. What's the biggest thing you've learned about being a leader in a time of crisis?
Yeah, so really two areas I would say, Craig. The first being flexible, right? Flexible from, see, now you got me saying it.
Right?
Flexible in terms of we were a in-office type culture and environment, and then everyone was always saying, hey, I want to be able to work from home. I want to work from home. Then it was thrusted upon them, and it got to a point that we all realized that what everyone's been talking about, even pre-COVID, was really around flexibility, right? They want to have the option to come in the office, work from home, timing, hours, get the job done, work-life balance. So around flexibility of schedule. But not only that, it's been an emotional roller coaster, right? These are things that no one has been trained for, right? Leading through a pandemic. So many challenges, and what we had to learn from that standpoint was, you said it in your opening, empathetic. We had to show empathy. We were all in the same boat. It didn't matter what level in an organization, country, government, state, whatever. We're all in the same boat, and you got to lead with empathy. And then the second one I would say is around, it was all right not to have the answers, right? Again, no one has been through anything like this before. So not having the answers was fine. And I'll reference your opening again. We followed up with, we're going to be resilient. Things are going to be okay. There's plenty of opportunity. We're going to be fine. So it was okay not to have the answers. But really, as you said, you had to close out strong with there's opportunity. Get them to see that we're going to be okay, we're going to get through it, and we're not in this alone. Yeah.
Great point. So, you said a lot there about colleagues and leadership. So let's flip this for a second, right? You stood on stage at this event last year, had a great plan for 2020. So this is what ConnectWise is doing. We're going to work on the platform.
Then we got punched in the face.
You got punched. Lots of hits, a lot of bruising. but the makeup covers it all up. Right, you talked a lot about that strategy. You said, this is what we're doing, this is what we're working on, we're going to bring things together. Has your outlook changed on that, right? What are some of the new opportunities and out of these challenges that you see that you were able to start solving?
Yeah, so the world has thrown us all a curve, make no mistake about it. And when I say all, it's not just ConnectWise, it's our partners, it's their customers. We had to look at our priorities, right? We had to make some decisions. So we put a strategy in place at the tail end of last year. We were going down the path of executing, and we had to reprioritize some things, right? And we took the priorities based on where we were seeing opportunities, where our partners were telling us there were tremendous opportunities. And you heard me talk about it at IT Nation Explore. A few of those areas around work from home, the tremendous opportunity of this new hybrid approach that is here to stay. It's not going to change. So the opportunity for our partners around work from home translates to opportunity for ConnectWise, because a lot of what we do enables remote aspect of life. Then there's the cloud.
Oh, big one.
We've been talking about cloud forever. You've been talking about cloud forever. And the need to migrate from on-prem technologies and solutions and services to the cloud, whether it's take your line of business application and put it into someone else's cloud or your own, or leverage in their SaaS version and doing that migration.
Because they certainly, since the owner went home, doesn't mean we're moving the server to their house.
Exactly. Well, some cases people have.
I would love to know if anyone has done that.
I'm sure there are stories.
Oh, geez.
And then, you said this again, right? That's why I said your opening was so good with cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Right? So work from home, cloud, and all of that still all ties into the opportunity around cybersecurity. Tremendous opportunity, right? That the risk is real, it's growing, it's not going to go anywhere. The bad actors, they're working together. How do we fight back, right? How do we take control? Especially in this world where people are working from home and the additional complexities and challenges that came about. So those are the areas of opportunity, and that's the optimism out there. That's what we all need to be rallying around and reprioritizing, and that's what ConnectWise is prioritizing.
Yeah, there was some serious change, right? Proof of that is we had a IT Nation cybersecurity plan. March happened, man, we ramped it up. We've trained almost 6,000 people. We added secure, right? We really did focus, so there's proof. And look, you're leading the most innovative company in the industry, okay? We've done a lot of innovation for decades. We've helped transform the TSP industry to managed services, but for those that are tuned in for the first time, tell them a little bit about, if you could share, the history of ConnectWise.
Sure. All right, so those of you who may not know these stories, I'm going to try to paint a picture, so bear with me, right? And Craig's in this picture.
Great.
So rewind time, call it 20, 25 years, 30 years ago. Craig may or may not have been in the picture back then, but pretty close.
More hair.
More hair? More hair. Sure about that?
Yes, it definitely was more hair.
So envision a room the size of a typical conference room size. Envision the founders of ConnectWise, Arnie and David Bellini, in that room with others, maybe Craig walking in, and trying to figure out, hey, where am I being dispatched? Where am I going? And seeing a whiteboard, a chalkboard, or just big Post-it notes taped on the wall.
Oh yeah, David's desk littered with Post-it notes.
Yeah, dispatching people like Craig Fulton. Hey, you're going to XYZ company, and you need to be there at 10 a.m. to do this.
Yeah, and then him asking me, why are you in the office? You should have just driven straight there. Bill more time.
So you had things like that. You had David, what I envision, and I don't know this to be fact, but I know David well enough. I envision him on a calculator, old school calculator, crunching numbers, and the piece of paper, the ribbon pumping out where they are, them collecting or sending invoices in traditional mail, receiving checks traditionally. Then Arnie in the corner doing his innovation thing, right? So you asked a question around innovation of past. Arnie's looking at there's got to be a better way. He's looking at this thing called the spreadsheet. He's looking at this thing called an email client that has a calendar aspect, saying, David, there's got to be a better way. And then them really going down the path of how do we make work-life balance better? How do we take this silos of chaos and bring it all together in an orchestrated, seamless way? And that's when they innovated the first aspect of PSA, ConnectWise PSA. That's what put ConnectWise on the map. So then fast forward through the years, outside of other innovation like the ITNATION and whatnot, right, which we're here this week kicking off ITNATION Connect today. Fast forward to 8, 9, 10 years later, and Arnie was saying there's got to be a better way yet again. And the better way was around the service delivery, and you had techs, and you had more silos of remote control tools, patch management, point solutions, scripting engines, you name it, right? The emergence of an RMM came out. Wasn't as innovative and what Arnie envisioned. So he went and sought out and found a startup company in Toledo, Ohio called LabTech Software, right? Made the investment, brought that together, innovated to eliminate that silos of chaos. But the innovation didn't stop there.
It didn't?
No, it didn't. So
That's amazing.
Is it? It truly is. It is our history. It's, again, innovation, right?
Now, that would have been the time I showed up. The other time, I still probably would have been in high school, but the RMM is okay.
So the innovation around the integration between the two tools, the two tools
huge.
that the TSP and MSPs lived in every day, right? We want to drive increased productivity, increase efficiencies throughout a company. We want to make them more profitable, right? Help them drive more revenue. So how can we keep doing that when you have these two tools that the TSPs, MSPs lived in? Well, tightly integrate them, right? You always say this, right? If you have a tech doing service delivery over here, wouldn't it be cool if what?
The finance person was doing all the invoicing.
Finance stuff was integrated and it just flowed into it. The tech living in a ticket in one system.
Yeah, there's nothing pleases me more than making the job easy for the tech and the finance person, right? Two the heavy lifters of a company. And I'm not leaving out the salespeople and the owners, but yeah, the tech is using all these separate tools. It was great to see it come in one place. Finance person also having to ask for all these reports on how to bill and seeing it there. So great story.
Bringing it all together, innovation.
Yeah, and there's a saying you have, which I love, and so let's talk about that, right? So I remember all these things at ConnectWise. It's really good. But Jason, you know, history lesson, amazing. That's history. That's how we got here. Our partners can trust in us to deliver that. But they poke their heads up once a year, come to this event and say, tell me what's going on. So Jason, this is the hot question. What is the big innovation you're doing?
Hot question. There's lots of speculation about that innovation.
Yeah, there's some news.
And it's great. It's great this time of year. I love this time of year. Hopefully our partners do as well, because not only is it about you all, and it's not only is it about you learning and improving your business and being able to realize your vision of success, but it's also how ConnectWise gets to showcase how we could help our partners improve their productivity at a colleague level, drive efficiency gains within their company, drive revenue, make them more profitable, realize their vision of success. And if you look at it, again, our history, silos of chaos, how we made it better, how we eliminated those silos. There's an emergence, and again, it's not new, but cybersecurity, right? There's chaos going on. There are some point solutions and great solutions out there, but there's antivirus, there's firewall, there's EDR, MDR, XDR, there's SIMs, co-managed SIMs, SOCs, you name it. There's lots of silos, right?
Yeah, that's a lot to manage.
The challenge with that is, a lot to manage. They don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
So as typical history and our past, that is our future, that is our destiny. We're going to eliminate the silos of chaos around cybersecurity as well, Craig.
Do it.
So to realize that vision, I am going to confirm and announce today that effective today, we have acquired StratoZen and Perch Security, and we're welcoming them into the ConnectWise family.
That's big news.
It's huge news, Craig.
That's amazing. Thanks.
This is going to change the way TSPs and MSPs think about security, how they manage security, how they protect themselves and their customers, and really get this under control and eliminate those silos. Let's hear from both CEOs, Kevin and Aaron from StratoZen and Perch Security.
Thanks, Jason. My name is Kevin Prince. I'm the founder and CEO of StratoZen. From the beginning in 2014, my executive team and I assembled world-class talent to build and deliver a cost-effective cybersecurity platform designed specifically for technology service providers. We wanted to develop a cloud-delivered cybersecurity solution that TSPs could leverage without having to hire any additional personnel or purchase any hardware or software. I'm very proud to say that we accomplished these goals. We built a strong company with highly effective solutions. And we did it not with massive sales and marketing spend, but by taking care of each and every partner with phenomenal service. Today, we are very excited to join the ConnectWise family. We bring to ConnectWise highly efficient SOC operations with near zero false positives, and now we'll have more resources and capabilities than we ever dreamed of. If you are a ConnectWise partner and have not yet heard of StratoZen, we can't wait to meet you. To existing StratoZen partners and clients, thank you for your partnership and support over the years. You can be confident that we'll continue to provide you with the expert service you've come to expect. If you enjoyed working with StratoZen before, you'll be blown away by what we can do now. Thanks.
Thank you, Jason. I'm Aaron, also known as Big Bird, founder and CEO of Perch Security. I started Perch 4.5 years ago to bring the same level of security that the enterprise uses down to the small and mid-sized business. Over the years, we've collected hundreds of TSP partners and thousands of their clients, and we also analyze approximately 800,000 events per second in their logs today, looking for threats. We're extremely excited to join the ConnectWise team and to continue advancing SIEM and SOC in this space. I want to thank the Perch team members, our customers, and my wife, Stephanie. Thank you, Jason. Now back to you. Toodles.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Big Bird, or in other words, Aaron. Welcome to the ConnectWise family. And more importantly, for the IT Nation, this is going to be tremendous. Look for more information to come, and you're going to see some big things from ConnectWise towards the end of this year and 2021 to help you eliminate these silos of chaos. All right, in closing for myself, before I shift over to the online chat forum, which hopefully many of you will look for me and ask me questions, make it interactive. I do want to say thanks to the IT Nation. We do what we do for you, as Craig said earlier. We want to help you improve your business, and that's why we get so passionate about these events and look to bring innovation and pull these acquisitions together to help improve your business. So to give you a full platform vision and how these acquisitions weave into the new ConnectWise Fusion platform, I'd like to introduce to you our Chief Product Officer, Jeff Bishop.
Thanks, Jason and Craig. My name is Jeff Bishop, Chief Product Officer here at ConnectWise. First, I want to say a huge welcome to Kevin and Aaron and their teams from StratoZen and Perch. Welcome to the ConnectWise family. IT Nation is about learning, sharing ideas, and driving your business forward, and we are excited to be part of that growth once again this year. The ConnectWise product team has several breakouts and focus groups scheduled over the next 3 days to help introduce you to some of our new features and functions that we're rolling out over the coming weeks and months. In those sessions, you're going to hear a lot of the following highlights. On the business management front, there's some pretty exciting news. IT Boost is launching its V4, which is complete with some new performance enhancements, along with more than a dozen integrations to automatically bring information in from tools like Microsoft 365, Amazon, and Cisco. Manage has made large strides forward in its billing automation, and our new reconciliation engine helps you bring information from vendors, saving hours or days each month getting invoices out the door correctly. And you can learn how BrightGauge, a reporting and dashboarding solution, is now evolving into a true business maturity platform as our pilot opens up this month. I also want to call attention to our unified monitoring and management portfolio. We are actively driving both RMM solutions forward, providing choice for partners who want to completely manage it themselves, Automate, and those who want a little more assistance, Command. Automate is working on its performance, reimagining some of the legacy functionality, and now is integrated into our Assist product line, bringing the help desk into that community, combining the best of both worlds of workforce scalability and increased performance. Command is launching its new script editor, alerting, custom fields, and now has control integrated, increasing efficiency and more robust functionality. And we are happy to announce that Acronis is now integrated into Command as part of the Recover offering, bringing the backup solutions you choose every day into the ConnectWise platform and NOC services. Now, earlier you heard Jason talk about the silos of chaos and the role the IT Nation and ConnectWise has played to help TSPs be more productive and grow their businesses. Today we have more than 18 product lines in the ConnectWise portfolio, and while each of those tools are amazing in their own respective ways, that also means 18 different user tables, automation engines, reporting tools, and that creates hundreds of different paths for syncing data between those products. We want to be able to move faster, be more proactive in our efforts, and be that source of innovation for the community. Our path for achieving that is our new platform, ConnectWise Fusion. ConnectWise Fusion will allow us to centralize our data so that companies, contacts, and devices can be created in one product and proliferated out across all. So if you create a company inside of Fortify, it immediately becomes available inside of Command or Automate or Manage. We have shared services that we're creating across the platform. So we now have one ticketing service or one network discovery engine that is created across all the products. We are now organizing all of our product lines and that business logic into these three core pillars: business management, unified management, and security management. With the shared services, ecosystem, business insights, automation layer, and data forming the foundation of the platform. And of course, the IT Nation, which is a wraparound to all of this, because everything we do at ConnectWise is to help you power your vision for success. And as you heard earlier, with the addition of StratoZen and Perch, ConnectWise is now offering the first MSP-focused security platform. To give you more information on that, here's Brian Downey.
Thanks, Jeff. So I'm Brian Downey. I'm the Vice President of Products here at ConnectWise, focused on the security products. I've spent a lot of time throughout my career in security. First in the enterprise space, and then more recently in the MSP space, both with Continuum as well as ConnectWise. And when I step back and look at the security challenges, it really boils down to a big data problem. It's really taking huge amounts of information and trying to boil that down to solve some very basic questions. For MSPs, these questions usually come in the form of the questions your clients ask you. Clients ask you, where are my risks? How can I be confident that you'll know if I'm under attack and be able to respond to it? I mean, they're really simple questions, but they're really hard to answer. I think the question we have to ask is why? Everyone knows the threat landscape has changed. I mean, turn on your TV, pick up a newspaper, and it's really quick to understand that attackers are everywhere. They're advancing in their techniques. They're attacking people just like your clients. But I don't think that's the core of the problem of why it's so hard to get that information. When I think about it, it's really around the response we've had to that evolving threat landscape. If I think about it, how many of you out there have added a new tool in the past 12 months? How many in the last 3 months? Probably a lot of you. Because that's been our approach to this evolving threat landscape. It's to add another tool, another set of information, another piece of the puzzle for MSPs to translate and make sense of and manage and understand. This is the exact silos of chaos that Jason and Jeff discussed. It's not a scalable approach. It's not an effective approach. And it's the reason why when I talk to MSPs and I hear the questions they're asking me, the challenges they're expressing to me, I hear about things like how hard it is to ensure my clients are protected, how hard it is to get the number of security experts that they need to be able to support their clients. My question turns around to why is it so hard? Why does it require so many security experts? And I think it comes down to a flawed approach. The approach that we've been taking, that vendors have been helping MSPs with, it's not an approach that's going to allow them to be successful. And that's been ConnectWise's focus. How can we change this approach? How can we enable MSPs to approach security differently? How can we capture all the information they need and make sense of all the information and then only provide MSPs with the information that they need to answer the questions that they're trying to answer? And that was the foundation of our vision for security that we unveiled at Explore. At Explore, we talked about a single platform that takes all the information from all the tools in your environment and cuts through the noise and translates it into actionable information. And today, just a few months later, based on these acquisitions, I'm excited to show this vision as reality. Through the capabilities of Perch and StratoZen, combined with the strengths of Fortify, we're excited to introduce the first MSP-designed security platform focused on simplifying the lives of MSPs and making sure that their clients are protected. So it all starts with the ability to capture information from all of those security tools and all of those systems that MSPs are servicing. And now this isn't a new problem in security. This has been a problem that's been out there for a while, and a broad ecosystem of SIEM vendors have tried to approach this and help enterprise clients with it. Now those tools are complex, they're hard to manage, and they're hard to get the information that you need out of them. And that's what Aaron and the team at Perch learned firsthand. Through managing SIEMs, they saw the benefits of a SIEM, but they also saw these challenges. And they understood how they were amplified for MSPs. MSPs aren't enterprises. We all know that. MSPs function differently. They manage their clients differently. Their clients probably aren't enterprises. They need different things. They have different threats. And the Perch team set out to build a SIEM technology that was specifically designed for the MSP, specifically designed for SMB clients, specifically designed for the challenges that people like you face every day. The Perch tool, just 3 years later, is the most implemented SIEM in the MSP community. It's ingesting information from the systems that MSPs are running, from the tools that MSPs are using. It's looking at the threats that impact MSPs' clients. This tool provides the exact foundation for the security platform that we outlined at Explore, an engine to pull together all this information and allow us to make it and drive intelligent actions on that data. And that's exactly where StratoZen comes in. Kevin and the team at StratoZen saw similar challenges to the Perch team. They saw the benefits of SIEMs. They saw the benefits of the information it captured. But they also understood the challenges once you had that information. What do you do with it? How do you make sense of it? How do you derive value from it? I mean, think about it. Do you really care if there was 20 failed logins on a system? Do you mind if someone logged into a system from China? The answer normally is something like, well, maybe. Depends. That's the challenge that MSP technicians have to deal with every single day. They need to be able to pull together this information and make sense of it. How do I know that that system that had all those failed logins is the exact same system that someone just logged in from China? How do I connect the information that's in my endpoint protection tools with the information that I'm seeing in my network logs? How do I compare all of this to what other MSPs are seeing? This is the problem the StratoZen team tried to address and focused on addressing. The StratoZen team leveraged their deep security expertise to build the rules, the automation, the visibility, and the threat intelligence engines to do just that. To take the information from consolidated tools like Perch and be able to analyze it and make sense of it and provide MSPs with actionable data. The StratoZen team is helping hundreds of MSPs around the world solve this exact problem and protect their clients more effectively. And now we're excited to be able to offer these type of capabilities to the entire ConnectWise partner base. I've had the fortunate ability to work with the Perch and StratoZen teams a lot over the past few months. They're amazing teams. And independently, they've built two of the most successful tools to help MSPs with security in this space. Independently, they provide enormous value for MSPs. But together, especially when combined with Fortify and the risk management and the EDR and the Fortify SOC tools within the platform, they provide a paradigm-changing platform for MSPs to be able to more effectively protect their clients in ways that are different than they've ever been able to do before. Our new combined platform revolutionizes how MSPs can serve the security needs of their clients, and it does it in a way that reflects the realities of how MSPs do business. It's built on an open ecosystem of tools. It allows MSPs to have choice in the security tools that they're going to bring into their environments, both today and in the future. It allows them to operate in the models that they want to operate in, to leverage our SOC services where they make sense for them. For MSPs that want to approach this and manage it themselves, we give them the tools and the capabilities to do that. But for MSPs that want some assistance from our SOC or want our SOC to do the whole security service, we're going to provide all of those different options. Craig and Jason talked earlier about the drivers of innovation and innovation as a whole. These new security platform tools are amazing examples of innovation coming from 3 independent teams and pulling that together to really demolish the siloed approach to security that we see today, just like we were able to do in the PSA and RMM space in the past. But it's not just security where we're driving innovation and change. ConnectWise has also been driving a maniacal focus on improving customer experience and aligning to our partners' expectations. And here to give you an overview of some of those exciting changes in that space, I'm thrilled to welcome Jeffrey Willison. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey Willison, and I'm the COO of ConnectWise. I had been the CFO of Continuum prior to the acquisition a year ago, and am now responsible for much of our post-sales activity. Think of me as an internal advocate of your experience with us. Once you sign a contract, my teams are responsible for onboarding you, educating your team through our university, consulting team, and ITNATION community, providing service delivery through our NOC, SOC, and help desk if you're using one of those services, and working with you along your best practices journey through our partner success team. And when you have questions, our product support and partner care teams will be there to resolve any issues you may have. All in, that's 1,400 employees globally working for you. I welcome you to our IT Nation Connect event and would like to share a few thoughts about ConnectWise's progress over the last year as we build a new foundation, consolidating multiple acquisitions. Different companies coming together that all had a fundamentally similar goal. In short, to be focused on helping you achieve your vision of success. First, I want you to know that I empathize with you on how challenging a year this has been for so many in our space. The COVID-related shutdowns and even continued economic uncertainty today has been a source of anxiety for most of you. I empathize because I've been there. In 2007, I ran a small, highly profitable internet marketing company, primarily servicing financial institutions. By the end of that year, the global financial crisis wiped away over 90% of our revenue. Although layoffs are the most difficult and painful decision a business owner has to make, they were required to keep the company afloat. As I spoke with partners in March through early summer of this year, I heard the pain of your decision-making process to furlough or terminate positions. I recalled the dark days of 2007. I had been in your shoes. But I can also tell you that we persevered, as many of you are doing now, by executing on opportunities in work-from-home infrastructure setup, cloud migrations, and security. And we rebuilt the company to be an Inc. 5000 fast grower. Similar great opportunity lies ahead for you and the MSP industry. I'm confident of that. So know that when I say we're focused on driving your success, I mean it. Partner experience is universally a top priority across all teams at ConnectWise. And many partners love us for that. We've been instrumental in transforming how TSPs operate through our best practices, products, and services. In fact, 76% of this year's MSP 501 reported using ConnectWise products. We have partners of almost every size, vertical, specialization, and geography looking to us for the products, services, and support required to help them reach their ambitions. And many are leveraging the differentiation and business transformation achieved through the IT Nation and our pyramid of success. As I said, many of our partners deeply appreciate how ConnectWise, including through all its acquired entities, from LabTech to Continuum, has helped them to succeed. But many other partners, understandably, continue to expect more of us and provide constructive feedback on where we must be better. And to be honest, we expect more of ourselves. Because even if we were doing everything at a best-in-class level, and we know that we're not, we know we won't help you achieve your desired success if we simply accept current performance. We will continue to push ourselves to provide you with a better experience across all pillars of our strategy. a unified product platform, our expert services, many of which are integrated into that platform, and through sharing best practices for business transformation from our education team, consultants, partner success team, and facilitating peer exchange in the ITNATION community. Let me share with you a handful of the initiatives we're executing on in this foundational year to set ConnectWise up for a transformational year in 2021. First, we want to be certain and detailed in the performance feedback you provide to us, while also gathering your input in a highly actionable way on where we're doing well and where we can improve. To that end, we launched a Voice of the Partner practice earlier this year. The foundation is comprised of various feedback avenues, of which our survey program is the most critical, as it collects broad input on your overall partnership experience, all the way down to rating us on each specific interaction or ticket. Implementing Voice of the Customer best practices was our first priority to help us make data-driven decisions from your feedback at the transactional level. Think an interaction on a ticket, or a call into the help desk, or a meeting with an onboarding consultant. This includes a standardized customer satisfaction measurement across the company, as well as a new CES, or Customer Effort Score, to measure how easy, or not, it is for you to work with different groups within ConnectWise. For example, we know in some cases we haven't responded fast enough, or even at all, and that forced you to follow up with us. That's not easy, and would be reflected in a low customer effort score. We've been measuring this in some teams since July, with over 15,000 responses so far, and are actively expanding to other interactions you have with ConnectWise. Next, we're asking for your feedback along your journey with ConnectWise. How did our sales team do communicating to you as a prospect? How well did the sales rep match our products to your needs? Same with the onboarding team. How well did they set you up for success? Are the educational materials adequate? Does ITNATION help you achieve business success? And similar feedback throughout your journey. We will also be launching a partnership survey before the end of the year. This survey provides leadership and our teams with insights into how you view your overall relationship with ConnectWise, how likely you are to recommend us to others, how satisfied you are with our core products and services, and importantly, what areas are most important for you that we focus on next. Again, with the intent to capture actionable feedback to guide our decision-making and improvement efforts. We appreciate your participation in all of these feedback channels. And one more angle in the Voice of the Partner is the pilot of a secret shopper program. I want actionable feedback, and there's perhaps no better way for us to get feedback on which teams are doing well, which ConnectWise colleagues are treating you well, than to get raw feedback from secret shoppers. I've gone into some detail in Voice of the Partner because there's a perception among some partners that we no longer care about you. And I want you to know that's absolutely incorrect. We simply wouldn't be instituting all this if we didn't care. With regard to customer effort score, we strive to make it easier for you to work with ConnectWise. For example, for those using ConnectWise Home, it continues to be built out with a newsfeed of important updates, allows you to manage your SSO users, and you can create support tickets, or better yet, find articles and documentation that might help you solve your issue faster than submitting a ticket. But when you do have to submit a ticket, we know you want us to acknowledge your request and respond with a resolution in a timely manner. To help us do so, by the end of this year, we'll have added approximately 175 new colleagues in our post-sales team, in particular in onboarding, support, partner success, and partner care. That will mean more 24/7, 365 coverage, more global coverage, and ultimately faster response and resolution. In fact, our product support response time has improved over 60% since its peak in Q1. To be clear, we're nowhere near where we want to be, but know that we are making progress and it's a top priority for me. Some of these new colleagues are still in training or are yet to be hired, but we really believe they'll join our current talented colleagues in making a significant difference in your experience with ConnectWise in 2021. Another new initiative that will impact your experience with ConnectWise is around how we manage major incidents. Think about the Microsoft 365 outage in September, or a global outage with the phone vendor used by our help desk, or an issue that impedes your ability to log into a portal. These are major incidents that disrupt your business, and we take them very seriously. We're investing in bots that will mimic your behavior across all of our products to quickly alert us when there's a problem, so we in turn can alert you, spin up a response team, and drive towards resolution as quickly as possible while keeping you informed. With regard to your experience with our products, I'll defer to Jeff Bishop, but I would like to inform you that we're investing in a new modern CCaaS for our help desk service that will greatly improve experience for you and the over 70,000 end clients who receive support from it. The multi-channel platform will consolidate chat and phone queues in one. When wait times are long, it'll allow callers to hold their place in queue and get a call back. And we'll build digital assistants to quickly resolve remedial issues, such as clearing a print queue or scheduling a performance checkup for slow computers. And KPI reporting, a pain point for some of our help desk partners, will be significantly improved. Those are a handful of the initiatives we're undertaking to better support your success. And that's on top of major product initiatives and significant investments in InfoSec, such as the recently announced Bug Bounty program. In addition, you'll continue to see communication improvements across the company as we further integrate new processes to ensure we respond to your tickets in a timely manner, or give you consistent notification of upcoming releases. Okay, hopefully I've provided insight into how ConnectWise is working hard to drive your success through our unified platform, our expert services, our support of your business transformation, and through the many initiatives we have in process to ultimately achieve a transformational year in 2021. We look forward to working with you. ConnectWise believes in you, and we're here to help you achieve your vision of your success. And thank you for partnering with ConnectWise. We know you have a choice, and we certainly don't take that for granted. Last, I'd be negligent if I didn't also take this opportunity to thank my ConnectWise colleagues for everything they do for you. Know that they're working hard on your behalf to build great products, deliver excellent service, answer your support questions, or ensure that you're up to date on the latest products and best practices. I hope you too have an opportunity to thank them over the next few days. Now, I'd like to introduce Corey Lehman to give you a glimpse into everything that the IT Nation has to offer and how partners like you can take advantage of the many benefits and resources within our IT community. Thank you. I hope you enjoy IT Nation Connect and stay healthy.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Hi, everybody. I'm Corey Lehman, the Director of IT Nation Events here at ConnectWise. When I joined ConnectWise back in 2012, I had no idea of the amazing, life-changing community I would become a part of. Over the past 9 years, I've had the opportunity to travel the world to plan and host events that connect our partners to knowledge, tools, and each other. It's an honor to uphold the legacy and lead the team that really defined what community means in our industry almost 20 years ago. And I'm excited to continue to carry that torch. So what is the IT Nation? The IT Nation is a global community of peers, thought leaders, and experts dedicated to pushing each other and the industry to new heights. Wise together, rise together. The IT Nation team inside of ConnectWise is dedicated to providing content and events focused on 3 core pillars: business transformation, product expertise, and professional development. But we realize there is an abundance of events, webinars, podcasts, ebooks, and more, and it might be hard to consume or put to action. That's why we're excited to announce new formalized IT Nation membership benefits that we're building especially for you. In 2021, we'll be launching a new community hub, an experience where we will walk alongside you on whatever path you're walking down while serving up content, people, and tools that you need at the time you need them. While we all look forward to being back together in person sometime soon, this will be a place that is accessible 24/7, 365 days a year, just for you, our members of the IT Nation. Right now, we have a small sample of what you can expect by visiting theitnation.com/membership. But we are committed to continuing to build and grow our online experience to be as valuable as our in-person gatherings. So now, because we know the real magic happens when you combine the content with the power of peer collaboration, I'm so excited to talk to 3 members of the IT Nation about the opportunities we see coming out of this last year and what it means to be a member of the community. My first guest is Satima Fowler, co-founder, partner, and VP of Marketing for Iconic IT. As one of the premier MSP marketing minds around, she's led Iconic to be a leader in the technology services industry, serving over 800 clients with 180 employees in offices around the country. Satima, thanks for being here.
Hey, IT Nation. I'm excited to be here.
My second guest is Corey Kirkendall. He has over 25 years experience in the IT service industry and is president and CEO of Dallas-based MSP 5K Technical Services. He has served on the Continuum Partner Advisory Board, the CompTIA Executive Committee, and the ConnectWise Security Advisory Committee. He is also active in his community as chairman of the board for the Collin County Black Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Corey.
How you doing? Glad to be here. Welcome.
Thanks. And my final guest is Reese Ormond, founder and CEO at TechVera out of Denton, Texas. He took his father's small break-fix computer repair business and grew it into an award-winning technology firm that is on the fast track to hypergrowth. Hey, Reese.
Hey, Corey. Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys so much for being here. So I want to start with the big elephant in the room, right? COVID has caused a lot of business disruption, but I think it's also presented a lot of opportunities for MSPs. So I want to ask you all, what opportunity have you taken to evolve or grow your business in this crazy climate we're living in? Satima, let's start with you.
Thanks, Corey. This is one of my favorite subjects because I think you can always think okay, this is uncertain times. I don't know, what I'm going to do or where my business is going, but every day is uncertain. You don't know when you wake up, how your day is going to really go, what's going to unfold. So I think the opportunities right now is, if you can kind of think about the situation and how you can grow, how you can pivot. Right now, it's absolutely, you can grow. You can absolutely acquire new clients. People are still looking for IT support. People are still looking to better their business. So I think for us, what's working really well is doing a lot of client educational webinars where you're selecting topics that are of interest to people right now. And then you don't have to be a great speaker. You can invite other experts to be your panelists and then have, really valuable information for the business owner. And one of my favorite things is always have an offer at the end, because after you educate them, there should be some element of here's how we can help you. And there should be some kind of enticement with an offer that's how you capture that lead, and then make sure you're following up with a good sales process to close that deal. So those elements, those are basic, but it's still working, and it's, just keep at it, maybe even doubling down on some of that.
That's interesting. What topics have you seen performing really well? I mean, I probably know, but I want to hear what you think.
Right now, I think people are really curious about how to handle the remote working and the tools we're all using, like how to use Zoom, how to use Microsoft Teams. Some of the more common collaboration type of softwares people want to know, and then also the security aspect of it, how to make sure that everybody's working securely and not putting the business in danger. So those kind of topics have been resonating really well.
That's awesome. Reese, what about you? What opportunities have you seen come out of this year, and what are you doing?
So it's certainly been a year of change, and through the COVID situation and getting people working remotely and hitting actually a reflection point in my own personal journey here. We actually evaluated a decision to sell earlier this year. And it was at that point that in kind of reflecting on where we were at and the opportunity we were seeing ahead of us, and just the need for the cloud technologies and then the service and the partners like us that are going to provide it, we decided to do a complete 180 on that whole conversation and actually acquire a local MSP here in the area. And so doubling down and really laying a foundation to scale. I want to do a shout out to my peer group. I'm in HTG, formerly HTG, ITNATION Evolve, and they've been tremendous. My peers have helped me set up the company to where we were at that reflection point where we could actually have that conversation. But as we went through acquisition, entertaining those deals and putting offers out, having a sounding board, having peers to run these things through it really helped through that process. So I do want to say that that's been a big part of being able to have that opportunity this year, was being set up through some accountability that I got from my peers.
I love that. I'm a huge proponent of our peer groups. I think I couldn't imagine being a business owner and kind of feeling like you're alone on an island and not having people to kind of bounce ideas off of, who know the industry, who know what we're up against. Of course, you always have your family, but it's nice to have people who are living your day-to-day in peer groups, or that's why we put on these events, right? Even if you're not committing to a peer group, at least come once a year, come to a conference and kind of chat with other people, right? And I think that's so interesting that you 180'd, you were thinking about selling your company last year and early this year, and COVID hit, and all of a sudden you're buying a company. Do you think that the pandemic caused the seller to kind of speed up his process? Do you think that's something that's happening in the industry? People are kind of at this crossroads where they're saying, I'm either going to buy or sell, and I want to do it now.
Yeah. I think, even pre-pandemic, I'm sure many of our audience here, they're getting the calls from the PE guys and the emails, all that stuff all the time, right? Our industry's hot and our services are needed. I think what the pandemic has done here is really just usher in that transformation way faster than would have happened initially, right? And so, there was definitely urgency on both sides to get something done because we saw the opportunity that we saw ahead of us. And in my scenario, it was like a 1 + 1 = 3 type equation. And I think for a lot of MSPs, and that's something I want to put out there too, it's not just buying and selling. There's all sorts of ways to merge and all other ways that you can scale your business. But the key being that this is a opportunity in our industry for the people that prepare and really push forward. They're going to be able to grow and have some tremendous success in the future.
Yeah, I love that bit of optimism because this year has been hard for everybody. And hearing from both of you, it's very optimistic. So Corey, are you optimistic?
Yeah. So for us, we support a lot of large churches here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and around. And when this hit, it hit them pretty hard. So they really were looking for someone to really help them on a technology side. And we were already our customers. And we always had a smaller part of our business where we help support their audiovisual and how they do different things inside of these organizations. And so they really leaned on us to help them get into streaming, help them get into how they would, stay in touch with their congregation via Zoom and or Teams, and how they really migrate to get out, because a lot of them, couldn't come in and couldn't meet, right? And we're talking, several thousands of people trying to come in and do that. So it was important for them to stay in touch with their congregation, as well as their employees that run the organization as well. So what we did was something that was really small that we kind of had on the side. We really doubled down and focused on that and actually grew that side of the business to where we support several organizations throughout the week on making sure they're prepared for servers, able to offer servers, able to have studios to record, and able to continue to communicate.
That's really interesting. You had a service that was, you kind of had a small AV practice, and now you're growing that to be one of your key offerings of your MSP, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
That is correct.
That's
Definitely a big
awesome.
part of our MSP now. Yeah.
That's so cool. What a great opportunity. So all of you hinted on this a little bit, but most of the businesses in our communities have had this rapid shift to remote work, whether they were ready or not. And a lot of the MSPs have been instrumental in enabling that between the tools they use, security, and more. So with broad recognition that the workplace has been forever changed, and as a result, can each of you describe how you see that evolution playing out? What's in front of us with this shift to remote work? Let's start, Reese, let's start with you.
Sure. So, from my perspective, I see that, prior to, just for our own MSP, I did not have a lot of remote workforce prior to COVID. Now, having gone through the motion, seeing that you can make this work, it's opened up opportunities for us to hire outside of our local, region, right? And so that's really cool. It's opened up opportunities for clients on the other side as well. But I see, I see a return to some level of normalcy, some people going back to the office, but I think there's always going to be people now that are working remotely, and that's totally going to be an acceptable norm in business. And so now businesses are going to have to adapt to that and ensure that they've got their security standards up to snuff. So that's something we're doing now, is revisiting all those clients that we pushed to their remote work environments earlier this year and having those conversations with them, getting a feel for what their plans are and ensuring that we're aligning the IT support and the needs around that.
Mm-hmm. Corey, have you seen similar?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think the traditional way of everybody coming in the office will ever come back. I think businesses have learned that they can actually continue to run their business and have employees remote and have those things out there. Just like everybody else, I think we're spending a lot of time educating them, because they went from one location with 20 employees to 20 locations with 20 employees, right? How does that security, how does that affect them? How does that affect their business, their data, their security, and things from that perspective? It's very different. So we're having those conversations that the business owner is responsible all the way out to that point. And how do we do it? It's forcing us to relook at our contracts, because when we did it, it was, hey, we all go to one location, one business, and this is what we had to support. Now, how do we support going out to 20 different locations? How do we handle that? How do we handle our support staff going into people's individual homes and things from that perspective, right? It's really making us think through those things as well. But I think, like I say, they've learned a lot. We've learned a lot. We've been out of the office, for a while. We just came back about a month, but we were able to go 100% remote, and it was pretty much seamless to our customers as well as us. So we learned that if we have to, we can, but we also understand and leverage the technology to be able to help our customers do it and do it successfully.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Satima, what have you seen, and where do you think this, how do you think this remote workforce has changed what services MSPs should be offering, what they're doing? Yeah.
So in March, when the pandemic first hit, it was a rush to get ourselves as well as our clients, transitioned from from the office to the home. There was tons of tickets. We were all dealing with helping them do that. And now, after several months of working in that state, things have stabilized, and we're still in the middle of this pandemic. So we don't know what work is going to look like when we come out of it. But what we do know is that things are going to be different. People are enjoying working from home. People have figured out how to work from home and also work from the office. There's lots of changes that have happened now as compared to pre-pandemic. So I think the narrative right now is so exciting to be able to talk to clients about what this modern workplace journey needs to look like. How can you work safely from multiple devices, from your kitchen PC, which is shared by your kids, how to do it safely, how to connect to work, taking inventory of not just all the hardware you have for your business, but all the softwares. Maybe the receptionist uses 5 different cloud software, timekeeping, employee tracking, bringing all that together so you can safely run your business and access and collaborate with each other is going to open up a floodgate of new conversations and new services.
Yeah, so I agree. All of the line of business applications that maybe you maybe didn't really pay attention to in the past. Now all of a sudden that security is on the line. So making sure that you're having those conversations. Obviously security is a big one. Obviously collaboration, I know is a big topic, all of the collaboration tools. So I think that's what we're seeing other partners talking about. It sounds like that's what you're all talking about as well. And Satima, I loved when you talked about the modern workplace. So for all of the ConnectWise partners who have been with us a while, you might remember, 10 years ago, we had that poster that we would give out at every event of the modern office. And it would be all the little areas, the managed print and all the areas that you could, offer services. And I just can't imagine now what that poster would look like when you have iPads and kids and everybody's homes and coffee shops. It's just, it's crazy to think what has happened in over the last 10 years and what we're looking in today. But we don't have that much more time. So I want to offer all of our audience one piece of kind of closing practical advice, one takeaway that they can, that our esteemed panelists here would say, go do this now. So Corey, let me start with you. What would be your piece of advice that you would offer to MSPs today?
Yeah, I would say take advantage of the downtime. Take advantage of, have a little bit of time to go work on your process and procedures, all the things that you've been putting off because you've just been too busy. Make sure you have all those and all your ducks in a row from that perspective, because I believe that the MSP industry is targeted for some great growth. And you want to make sure that from an operations in the back of the house, front of house, service support, that you're ready to go to be able to bring that on and to service their customers, existing and new customers, efficiently and effectively. So guaranteed, go get your house in order.
I love that. And I think anybody who's watching is obviously taking the first step because they're here. There's breakout sessions on all of the processes and procedures and protecting your house. There's so much here at this conference to offer. And I could not agree more. That's why we have this conference in November, because it's the perfect time of year to kind of get yourself lined up so you can really start the next year full speed ahead. So I love that, and I could not agree more. Satima, what would be your piece of advice that you would offer MSPs so that they can grow their business in 2021 and beyond?
So the MSP business is such a noble profession if you think about it. Because of our services, so many businesses are able to function because we are supporting them with their IT needs. So I have a request to my IT Nation colleagues. Let's focus on the diversity piece. Diverse opinions, diverse cultures is going to make us all stronger, your business stronger, as well as, the type of services we're doing in this industry, our industry stronger. So in the IT Nation accountability groups, in around you, wherever you see other business owners who are of a different color than you, Black professionals, women, reach out to them, mentor them, help them come into this fold and become a MSP business owner. It's just going to make us that much stronger. So focus in on some diversity and what you can do.
I love that so much. Reese, what would be your practical takeaway?
So, Corey, you had mentioned those old school IT Nation, people that had been there for a while, right? I remember as a hosted guest 6 years ago, one of the biggest things that that was a shift for me in how I perceive things is when I came to my first IT Nation and saw the openness of the community and the willingness to help. And so I really urge everyone that is in this industry, anyone that is watching this, do not hesitate to reach out, whether it's other MSPs, vendors. I've built so many business relationships and mentorships and so forth, just reaching out and discussing these sort of things. And if you really want to fast track your growth and hold yourself accountable, consider joining a peer group. That's been genuinely life-changing for me.
It's like I paid you to say that.
That was not a paid spot there, but in all seriousness, guys, this is a very open community, and we are all. You should be optimistic about the opportunities we have moving forward, and so I do want you guys to be optimistic and plan for some success, because on the offset of this pandemic, as we come out of this, the companies that have really busted their butt this year, they're going to be poised to be tremendously successful moving forward.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much. I could talk to you for hours. You really are three of the most brilliant minds in the MSP space. I really, truly look forward to hopefully talking to you all in person next year at IT Nation, not over Zoom again. But thank you for taking your time today. We really appreciate it. I know that our MSP audience out there just got a ton of information. I'm sure they were taking notes, and they're going to go implement something. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you as well.
Bye.
What an honor to talk to three partners who are really seizing the opportunities this year. I learned so much, as I always do from our partners. My challenge to you is to not let us being virtual stop you from having those conversations. Engage in the chat, reach out to your fellow IT Nation members, and keep these conversations going. It will make us all stronger. But now, let's go back to Craig to close us out and remind us all what's in store for the rest of the day at IT Nation Connect.
Hey, thanks, Corey. Appreciate that. Love hearing from our partners. We'll also, again, want to thank Jason Magee, Jeffrey Willison, Brian Downey, and Jeff Bishop for all the great information you've shared with our partners. Okay, so I really need you to enjoy the next 3 days. We've lined up some of the best speakers in sessions, and this is how they work. Most of the sessions were previously recorded. Don't want to hear it, all right? We do this to ensure the highest quality production for you. And because we're broadcasting to a global audience, this is important. We don't want any technical glitches. What's also great, though, is the speakers can be live in the chat rooms answering questions in real time. Many of the speakers will be doing live Zoom meetings, and meetups after their session for live interaction. So look for those links when you're in the chat. And if you can't make a session live, don't worry. You can catch them all on demand at your convenience. And we've got lots of entertainment for you too, right? Wouldn't be an IT Nation Connect without that. We have a comedy show tonight. We have a partner that is like a world-renowned DJ. He's going to be doing that tomorrow. And then Thursday, wrapping up with Don Felder, the guitarist of the Eagles. Really looking forward to hearing some Hotel California. So you're going to want to attend. Get your friends, get your family together. Get on there, get some photos, hashtag it on social media. Let's get some hype going. But we can't forget our sponsors. They really help make all of this possible. And today's exhibitor of the day is Trend Micro. Go beyond EDR with XDR. That is Extended Detection and Response. It enables MSPs to see more, do more, and earn more. Stop by the Trend Micro virtual booth and learn about XDR and its benefits to your business. Today only, click the Email Me More button in their booth, today only, to be entered to win a prize valued at $500. And stay tuned, because they also have a session coming up today. It's titled Intelligent Automation. MSPs and cybercriminals have something in common. Not only will you learn all about intelligent automation, but they will also be giving away a Peloton bike. I gotta get one of these things. Visit the rest of the exhibitors, any of them, to win a Starbucks gift card today. Whew. Okay, what a day already. Jason announced some major acquisitions in cybersecurity. Corey and I are going to be back here live at 5:05 Eastern, breaking down the day. And we have a special guest, right? Talk about some of that cybersecurity. Brian Downey. He is the VP of Cybersecurity Products at ConnectWise. He's going to answer any of the questions you have live on air. Okay, and look, right? Tomorrow is Veterans Day in the United States, but we want to celebrate all the veterans across the globe and all the countries we reach, to Ireland, to England, to a lot of countries in Europe and Australia, New Zealand, other countries in Asia Pacific. We want to thank all of you tomorrow, but today is a special day. I've always wanted to do this. It is a special day for the Marine Corps. I'm a former Marine, and I want to say happy 245th birthday to all the Marines out there. It is the only branch of the military founded in a bar, Ton Tavern. Too bad we're not ascending on that bar later at Higher Regency, but maybe next year. Okay, have an incredible 3 days with your community, the IT Nation. We are wise together, and we will rise together. See you soon.